Smarmore, what a recovery advocate position is, for myself, I would have been a past patient of Smarmore Castle, and what they've developed here is a role to where someone who's 2 years or plus in recovery, preferably a past patient from Smarmore Castle, but it's not essential. We have others. Once you've gone to treatment and you've got experience of treatment, and what the role is, we come in and we help guide the patients. You know, there's nothing better than them to see someone who's been through treatment, or even as myself through Smarmore Castle, and seeing that recovery is possible. We help them out with their assignments that they do for groups. We're available to talk with them, guide them around rules, and be able to advocate to them, to the therapists, for them, to the therapists and the nursing staff, and to be available to just help out and guide them. I came twice, I liked it that much.
Twice?
Twice, and the total I've been in treatment 11 times.
11 times?
11 times. And it was nothing to do with the other treatments that they failed. I just wasn't ready. But I came here the last time in July 2018, and I was just broken enough to where I would do anything just to stop taking drugs and find recovery. When I came in this time, I wasn't trying treatment again after that. If it didn't work, I was done. I was destined to go out there and just die from taking drugs. But I was utterly hopeless, because I'd been so many times in and out of treatment, in and out of fellowship meetings, trying with sponsors, all different therapies, any way that you can think of to try stop drugs. I tried, except for the suggested things of a 12-step program. It's the only thing I didn't try. It wasn't until I was hopeless enough that I'll just do whatever is asked of me, and that's what happened when I came in this time. The same question was asked as every time I come into a treatment again. What's different this time, man? And this time I remember distinctively with our head therapist just throwing my hands up and breaking down. I don't know. I have not got a clue. If I knew, I wouldn't be sitting back here. Just show me and tell me what to do. And that was the beginning then. For treatment, it's just being open-minded, you know. Because I know for myself, when I first came into treatment, it was a fight. I fought against everything, you know. Anything I was taught, I'd find a difference with it, and it's just be open and willing to go through whatever it needs to be done. It's an amazing place, even from when I was here on my journey, and I would have been one of the only heroin addicts who was here, you know. So even in that hopelessness that I was in, you know, I felt much different, because I was around different people from different levels of life. But like that, everyone's the same throughout it. The staff were absolutely lovely. You know, they were very kind, caring, and understanding. And I don't think there's anywhere in Ireland that has the same facilities as Smarmore Castle. Not that it's all about the facilities, but the program that's on offer here, you know, it can be tailor-made. Which is why we do the biopsychosocials and the assessments, to where some therapies can be tailor-made, which I found very beneficial, which is what attracted me to it when I first started looking around, because I tried them all and I was looking for these niche different therapies, and you know, seeing the oxygen barbaric chamber and the equine therapy. I remember thinking the equine therapy, it must be a load of retired race horses, and we're all going to be jockeying the horses through the forests and all this sort of stuff. But coming here, and even with coupled with that, the drumming therapy, the art therapy, the structure that it has, that's one main thing I needed, was structure, because I was just off the absolute wall, you know, just to get into that little bit of discipline and structure, and you know, the 2 group therapies a day, as well as the specific grief therapy was a big one for me. I lost my brother that I never truly dealt with, you know, when it was 18 years after his passing that I only started to go through that grief process, which was helped and facilitated by Billy, my therapist who was here at the time, God rest him, and the grief therapy that was available here. I suppose one of the main ones is when you go to treatment, you're fixed. Everybody thinks you're grand, or sure, you've been in treatment, you've dealt with that, it's all done and dusted. let's go for a pint, let's have a joint, or you'd be all right taking one. And as well with families, because I know with my family when I first came out of treatment, it was like, you're grand now, so you're fixed, you've been in treatment. You can come here, you can go there. And not understanding that it can be a long process, that it takes a while to go out there, find your feet, get into fellowship, to walk through the steps depending on the fellowship that you go to. Some take much longer. So for me, one of the main ones would be that you're fixed, you're all done, you've done your treatment, you've been in. You know, it's like sending your card in to be fixed. It's done, it should be grand. It doesn't work that way with addicts. It's about the addicts being responsible, to be able to say that to their families. You know, they can't control how their families think, but it's our responsibility to be able to let them know that no, it's not done. You know, which can be quite difficult because you're only, especially for people who only come into recovery or that it's their first treatment, because it was very overwhelming for me going back out. I remember my partner saying to me, I fully trust you. You've been in treatment, everything is forgiven, I fully trust you. And just having that pressure inside then, oh no, I don't want to mess this up. You know, I have to do this right. And for me, it was just overburdened, and I ended up using it simply because I wasn't working the program. But having that pressure just wasn't helpful, and I was just too full of fear to be able to say, like, no, I'm still on fire here. I don't know what to be doing, how to be doing it. Just having that full of pride and fear, not being able to say that, you know, and not to let them down or put them in fear as well. You know?
Yeah, it's sort of paradoxical, but it takes more courage to admit, you know, that you're not as strong as everyone is saying or thinking that you are.
No.
And that actually makes you stronger long term too.
And that was the difference this time. I was able to just come out and say, I need to do this, I have to get me meetings, all that sort of stuff. And it was part of that just being willing to do whatever it takes, you know, being suggested to say, look, I'm not okay, but I will be alright. I'll get through this. Just give me a little bit of space. You know, just what I can describe can be something that it's totally different for everyone, you know, and that's, and we say it all the time in the fellowships, like, you can't describe it, just come on and do it, give it a go, and experience it for yourself.